So this morning what we want to do is to tell you that we accomplished our purpose. And our purpose was to empower young people to hear the story that they might not get inside of a classroom, and to hear it so that we honor, respect the resiliency, the courage, and the brilliance of the enslaved Africans who were able to leave and escape the plantation. Many of them did die, and the struggle was great. We had an opportunity to discuss those things, but never enough time. But we did go over many things that students need to know. So this morning what we're going to do, and I want to thank those that helped, and we'll acknowledge them, parents as well as alongside staff, history staff. I want to tell you that your children have prepared something short for you so that they can tell you what they learned, or one of the things that they learned. The first one who will come forward is, who was the first one that spoke early on? It doesn't have to be the first one that spoke. Let's have Jasani come up and read her poem. This is Jasani.
Kidnapped, separated from my ancestral motherland, shackled, chained, displayed, subservient to humanity, umbilical cord to my African soul, broken, slave for a price, boats pulled out to sea. On the other side of prayer and faith lie the heavens and divinity, shackles and chains removed, a majestic hand ended slavery. Still world forces test the strength of my feeding bowl to conquer the battle of victory. I call on God to restore my African soul.
Thank you. Give her a round of applause. Very good. Thank you, Jasani. Okay, next we're going to have, let's have Emma.
So I wrote about this. I said stitching the past doesn't fix it, because Americans could talk about the things that happened to our country that were good. We could talk about how we fought against Britain to become a free country. But if we don't talk about what helped shape our country, what caused our country to be what it is right now, then we're not going to be able to fully understand what happened in the past, because we can't change the past now, but we can help and try and fix what happened, because what happened was slavery, and slaves were separated from their families, and we can try and fix that, but we can't change the past now, in the future, in the present.
Okay, thank you so much, Emma. Okay, let's have the Tania.
So I drew a picture of Harriet Tubman trying to find a way out of trying to find a way of being free from the slave master, because she helped many slaves escape from slavery and find freedom.
Thank you so much. What a great artist she is. Okay, the next one is Asir.
Okay. I actually drew a picture of Henry Box Brown Henry Box Brown escaped through a box with no food, no water for 26 hours after being transported from, I think it was Virginia to Philadelphia. After being transported, he was clothed, fed, and was deemed a free man. And also, the box was 3 feet long and 2 feet wide.
Yes, very good. And we have a picture of, we have the box.
I didn't make that.
But we have a box that was similar. The only difference is that the box was what? Wood.
It was wood.
Yes. Thank you so much, Miss Sear. Very good. Okay, who's next? Okay, come on, Audrey. Kate.
Hi, I'm Kate, and I wrote a poem. During slavery, black people were silenced. When they tried to speak up, they were met with violence. While America bragged about being free, people shipped themselves in boxes to have rights like you and me. Don't forget the stories that have been lost to history. So,
Thank you. Okay, who's next? Victoria? You're the last one? Okay, who's next? All right, it's time to read another poem.
Hush now. Be alert. Use your eyes to see. Grab the hoodoo bag, then come and follow me. Out behind the stables, under the barbed wire fence, through the tall cornfield, endless and ever dense. Keep moving forward, never look back. In the distance, gunfire barks of a hound dog pack. Through rain and scorching sun, under the moonlight glow, rooms in hidden places of folks we don't know. How we pray all night, every second of the day, for faith shields provide protection along the way. Praise the Lord Almighty. Escape from master hand, climbing to the mountaintop, into freedom's land.
So much. Thank you so much. Our next presenter is Audrey.
hello. So I drew a picture of John Lawson's grave. He's buried in Mount Peace Cemetery. He fought in the Civil War, and he got the Medal of Honor because even when he was injured on his ship, which is the USS Hartford, he kept fighting and didn't back down. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Very good. Who's next? Brian?
Many people died, some captured, but people fought for us. Now we are free, but still some are enslaved.
Okay. Picture or there's no picture?
I don't want to show.
Okay. Okay, that's all right. Okay, that's very good. Do you want to go next, Victoria? We didn't do everybody, so you might not be last. Okay, you want to go? Who else needs to go after Victoria? Hayden and London. Okay.
Juneteenth became a federal holiday on June 19, 2021. Juneteenth has started being celebrated on June 19th, 1866. it is celebrated because on June 19th, 1865, a general came and told slaves in Galveston, Texas, that they were free. This holiday celebrates freedom. And then I drew this picture, like this font for Juneteenth. So.
Okay, the next one is Kaden. Come on, Kaden. Yeah. You want to hold the mic?
All right. I drew a picture of Henry Box Brown. Henry Box Brown. And what happened with him was he was being shipped away in a box till it tipped over. Then it opened. Well, I think it opened, or people opened it, and then they found him, and then he was clothed, fed, and got water.
Okay. Yes, thank you. Okay, you got the majority of it, yes, and we know that somebody pried open that box, that's right, and it was wooden, not paper. Who else needs to go? Who else needs to go? Oh, London, come on. You want to hold the mic?
So my presentation is, actually I did two. So one was about Henry Box Brown and the other was about how slaves work. So Henry Box Brown is a man that was determined to get free from slavery. He sat himself in a box for 26 hours with no food or water. And when he got out, he could not walk. And it said, "This side up, handle with care." And back then they didn't have UPS or anything, so they obviously didn't handle it with care. And he was actually still alive, surprisingly. And then, so back when slaves were big, people did anything to get who they wanted. So families would get separated, pulled apart, and left in tears. They would also be treated bad. So I drew them being auctioned treated bad when they would, like, men would do things with chains around their neck, and they would have thing around their neck with a chain hanging down and a ball, and women would sing about what they were, like, sad about. And that was all I did.
Thank you, London, very good. Who else needs to present? Did we get everybody? Rebel? I didn't forget you.
Okay. So, can everyone? Oh wait, sorry. Is this good? Yeah. All right. So I drew a picture of the Peter Mott house, and Peter Mott was a station master and a conductor for the Underground Railroad. Station master is a person who opens his house for slaves to hide in for as long as they need to. And keep in mind that this is a two-story house. Most station master's houses were mostly one-story, but this is two-story. Now, he hid slaves in his basement, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you, Rebel. I think we have everybody. I think we got everyone. So let's give these children a round of applause. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Thank you, children. People, please, parents, I want you to keep in mind that, and you already know how wonderful your children are, and they were asked to put together something from the week in a very short period of time this morning. And they were able to do that. And that's the resilience of our children. It was a different kind of resilience for the enslaved Africans, but still resilience and courage. So with that, what I'd like to do is to actually recognize people that helped us this week. And I'd like to first recognize the parents that helped, The parents are Mrs. Asia. Your last name is Welsh? White, right. And Mrs. Morris. Is it Morris? Lawrence. Mrs. Lawrence. I am so sorry. But they went on the trips with us, and they were very attentive to making sure the children were doing what they were supposed to be doing. So thank you so much. There's no other way I can thank you but to stand up here and say thank you very, very much. Thank you. Let's give the parents a round of applause.
Thank you.
I'd like to also thank the staff that helped out, and that would be the Lawnside Historical Society members. We have Ms. Joyce Fowler. Give her a round of applause. She's always willing to help, and she's always there, and she is the vice president of the Historical Society as well. And I'd like to also recognize Reverend Dr. Renee McKenzie. Ms. McKenzie actually both ladies did a segment of teaching, and Mrs. McKenzie did the segment on the Negro spirituals, and the kids were very attentive, and they listened and they learned from the songs and the hymns that the enslaved Africans used to communicate as they were preparing to escape, and everything was secret. So the whole thing about was it organized? Well, loosely it was organized, but this is the brilliance of the enslaved people and what freedom meant to them by any means necessary. And what they did was they actually created a way to communicate that their plantation owners could not figure out. Even if you watch the movie Harriet Tubman, you saw that the men, the bounty hunters, didn't know what Moses was or who it was. They actually thought she was dead, and Moses, someone told them that Harriet Tubman was the Moses. So those were the kinds of things we learned this week, the code words that were used, the hymns that were used to communicate, to aid and guide in escape. We talked a little bit about the abolitionists, and not enough though, but the abolitionists that also provided a place and money at times for the enslaved Africans in their quest for freedom. And last but not least, I'd like to recognize our leader, oh, not yet. I'd like Mrs. Fowler to come up and talk about the quilt that she made, and it does have something to do with what we did this week, but she will explain it to you. Do you want a chair up here, Mrs. Fowler?
No, I just need some help holding it up.
We have some students.
When the students first came, they talked about communication, and they talked about the possibility of quilts. It's a good story, but I don't think it was true. Number one, if you were from Virginia and another enslaved person was from Tennessee, how would you know what that block meant? And I'm not sure enslaved people got enough fabric to make the code quilts. Quilt blocks weren't named until about the late 1890 maybe. So I'm not sure that is actually true. There was a book put out called Hidden in Plain Sight. Those ladies retracted that book. So I'm not sure that this actually happened. It's a good story. But I have a quilt not made by me. It was made by a friend of mine, Lillian Burroughs, that has all the so-called code quilts on here. So I'd just like for you to see it. There are people making modern day code quilts Eleanor Burns, she has a book that has the Underground Railroad sampler blocks in it. I'm not sure that you can even buy the book now, but YouTube, you know how that is. You can get the book. So I just need someone to help me hold it. And again, it was not made or quilted by Joyce Fowler.
That's the wrong side.
Yeah. So you can see some of the code blocks on there. You can, I'm sure you will name them. The one in the center is the double wedding ring after the slaves got married, but most of them jumped the broom. I'm not sure they even had something to put on their finger. But the flying geese at the bottom, over there on the left side, that's the drunken pattern. Wagon wheel, but I'm not sure. We're not saying this is true, but it's a beautiful quilt. Okay, thank you. Pardon me? Does somebody have a question?
Any questions about the quilt? It's beautiful. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, before Mrs. Shockley makes her remarks, we're going to give out awards and gifts for the children that attended every day this week. So we are, again, thankful that you were here. And again, what I want to emphasize is that we did the camp so that we can empower students to learn more about African American history. So the gifts that they will get will speak to, let's learn more about this, because we weren't able to actually even cover many of the things that students need to probably think about and learn more about. The purpose of having the kids here is to help them discuss and ask questions when they had questions about something we were covering. And that needs to go on with you at home and with the books that you buy for your children. So we have a couple of gifts for all of the children and a certificate. So I'm going to read the certificate first, and then I'm going to call a student up to get their gifts. We're going to start over here, anywhere. Okay, this says, the Peter Mott House Lawnside Historical Society. Congratulations, Audrey Klein made history as a participant in the first Underground Railroad Youth Day Camp. And then it has my signature as the coordinator and Linda Shockley's name as the president of the Lawnside Historical Society. So this one's for you, Audrey. Come on. Yay, yes. No, I don't know. The next one, and we'll have the whole group come up and take a group picture at the end. Okay, the next one is for Jasani Welch. Come on, Jasani, give her a round of applause. The next one is for Ariana Hernandez. She's not here today, okay? The next one is for Asir Red. Give him a round of applause. Okay. The next one is for Brandon Goodbell. Give him a round of applause. The next one is for Emma Hollingworth. The next one is for Ajaya Kwashi. Is she here? No, okay. The next one is for Caden Metzger. Yes. Congratulations. The next one is for Rebel Hayward. Rebel, I'm sorry. The next one is for Catherine Gries or Grise. You're welcome. The next one is for London Artist. Congratulations, London. And the next one is for Victoria Lawrence. And the last one that I have is for Brian Lawrence. Yes, congratulations. Did everyone get a gift and a certificate? That's Tania. Tania, Lindsay Adams, and we will get you a certificate. Okay, very good. We will get your certificate to you. Don't worry about that. Did anybody get omitted? Okay. Well, that concludes our program, and I'm going to turn, yes? Oh, okay. I'm going to give the mic to Mrs. Shockley. She's going to make remarks and tell you what the last step of this program is about.
Miller Bentley, I'd like to thank you, all the parents who showed some confidence in us for putting this program together. This has been something we wanted to do for years, and the pandemic intervened and we weren't able to do it, and it still is with us, so we did it outdoors, and thank goodness the rain held off on Monday until everybody had left. And the heat isn't as bad as it could be, but we're not going to detain you much longer. I'd like to thank Mrs. Miller Bentley once again, because she has worked on this and hasn't slept a lot, worrying about different aspects and elements of it. I'd also like to thank the parents for bringing their children and picking them up as well, even those times when we were kind of late and behind schedule. But as Mrs. Bentley said, the whole idea is to empower our children to fill in some information gaps that unfortunately have existed with telling the story of African Americans for far too long, whether it's on the elementary level, and even as we learned from our guide at the museum when she was on the college level, that some of this information is just not readily available or taught. We thank Mrs. Fowler and Reverend Dr. Mackenzie Hayward, but I also would like to thank our neighbor, Ms. Kia Lauren Jones, who has brought her tent and come across the street and taken temperatures. So I'd just like you to come up for a second. And this is just a little token, same as what the children receive, but we really do appreciate your supporting us. You get a magnet from the trip, the marker in Camden, and the bag also contains the American Revolution coffee mugs that are promoting the anniversary of the revolution. There's a museum that's being built, and we're encouraging people to participate in that, and also to learn about the African American experience during the Revolutionary War, because we know that there were many African Americans, not just Crispus Attucks in Boston, but throughout the United States, who participated in the revolution. I did want to give acknowledgments to Mrs. Fowler, Dr. Mackenzie Hayward, and Mrs. Miller Bentley, but Dr. Mackenzie Hayward has created a slideshow of photographs, and we invite the parents to go in and have a look at it. It's on a loop inside the parlor in the house, and you can do that. before we leave today. And also, we do have snacks and juice for everybody, but the students in particular. So we encourage you to get some of those, take them away if you want to, as we conclude this program. But we're told that the Philadelphia Inquirer will be publishing a story on Saturday, tomorrow. So we'll be seeing a story by Melanie Burney, who's a reporter for the Philadelphia Inquirer, and photography by her colleague. And New Jersey Spotlight News, which is our public television station here in New Jersey, will also be broadcasting a program. It'll probably be on the evening news. And when we find out when that's going to be, we'll let you know. But the producer said that she will let us know. So thank you again. Thank you to everyone for all your support. We will be getting certificates and information to the students who weren't here or who unfortunately were omitted today. But all of that will be done, and you'll receive that in the mail. Okay? Thank you. So we're fortunate to have been supported by the New Jersey Council for the Humanities, which is a state agency that promotes discussion and the humanities. That means important issues like literature, history, philosophy, and those kinds of things. So we hope to do more programs like this, and we hope to do this next year with the same age groups, but probably for a longer period. And maybe even through lunchtime. I'm looking at Mrs. Miller Bentley, and she's like looking at me. Like, yes, indeed. So thank you very much, and please feel free to go in and look at the slideshow. We are also making a video. This gentleman is Chase McLaughlin, and he actually videotaped today's session. So we look for that on YouTube, and hopefully we'll post that on our website as well. All right. Thanks so much.